Hey guys, welcome back to Analytic Insights. In today's video, let's walk through how to manage our user groups and our individual users. Now, I'm already here in my analytics program, Zoho Analytics, and in order to get to where we can see and manage all of our users and user groups, what we're going to do is come down here to the left-hand side and click Settings. Now, just a quick side note, I am using the Zoho One package, and Zoho Analytics comes within that package, and so this is how my analytics setup looks. If you are using Zoho CRM Plus, up here in the top kind of left-hand corner in this ribbon, you're going to see a button called Configuration, and it's going to bring you to the same place that this Settings would be. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click it here to bring me to the settings. You can see that this is my user here, and it automatically kicked me into the users bar here. Now, there's a lot of different things that you can look at here in these settings, and I've gone through a few of them in other videos, and I'm sure I'll go through more in future videos. But we're going to start here on Manage Users. And as I mentioned before, you can see all of the users. Now, I'm the only user currently in my Zoho Analytics account. You can see my status, it's active, and you can see the account roles. Now, in order to add a new user, we can see that there's this little button. If you are just using the Zoho Analytics program standalone all by itself, then you can just go ahead and click Add New Users and add whoever you need to have an account as either a user, a viewer, or an organization admin. Whatever you need them to do, there's a role for them. But since I'm using Zoho One, what I have to do first is come to right over here to my settings, and it will kick me into here, and then I can do Manage Users and manage Zoho One users. From here, what I'm going to do is make sure I come over here to Users on the left-hand side, and that's going to give me the list of all users in my Zoho One account. So not necessarily the ones that are just using analytics, but anyone who uses any program is going to show up in here. So what you have to do first is go ahead and add a user, and then come over here to the applications and assign the user to the analytics applications. Once you have that, you can come back here to analytics, and I'll just go right back to where we were. Or not, it's going to kick me all the way back. So I'll go back to settings, come back here to manage users, and now I'm here where we just were, and I'm going to go ahead and add a new user since we pretend already set it up in Zoho One. Now I'm just going to say it's a user, yes, and now we can do a couple different things. We can either type in the user's email address or pick users. And I always like to pick users because it makes it much easier, and you know you're getting the right email address in there. This is me already, but you can see that since I added another user to my Zoho One account, it's going to be in my organization contacts. So all I have to do is click this plus. It's going to add the email address, and then I'll click Add. Perfect. Now you can see I'm in here, and then my other email address is here. It's active, and they are just a viewer. Now, if you have more people in this account, you're going to be able to see organization admins, account admins, viewers, and all sorts of different things depending on the roles that they need to have. I would guess that most of the time you would just need viewers, and then some sort of organization admin or account admin for the people that are going to be actually working in the analytics program and making changes. All right, now that we have someone in there, that's how we add it and manage it. We can inactivate them, refresh it to make sure we've got all of them. We can add new users. If you have a long list, you can search them or filter by certain criteria. But that is about it for managing users. That's pretty simple, right? Now let's move on to managing our groups. Right here below it, on this left-hand side, you can see Manage Groups. Now, I already have some groups built, but in order to add a new group, all we have to do is come up here and add new group. Now, Unlike the managed users, you do not have to do anything within Zoho 1 if you're on that package to add a new group. You simply just add a new group. Now, it looks like here I've got executive finance, human resources, sales marketing, sales leadership. Maybe I'll do a marketing leadership group just for an example. So I'll do marketing leadership. And then you have to actually input somebody into the group. So you can come back over here and pick users from the same list you have. But then all you have to do is click add, and that will create our new user group. Now from this page, you're able to see all of the groups you've created, how many people or members there are in each group, and how many views are shared with them. Now you can share dashboards or any number of reports or queries with them, or even data sources with them. And this will allow only that group with whom you've shared the information to see it. And that is important because it gives us a level of organization as Zoho Analytics account admins. And then it also provides some level of security. Now, in saying that, I want to show an example. Right here, you can see that I have these different categories, and this is a common way to break it up, but there's also many different ways you can do it depending on your organization. In my organization here, I have a group for the executives, which is going to be them being able to see everything, all different charts that they want to. There's some finance, human resources, sales, marketing, sales leadership, marketing leadership. So this gives me a good organizational framework for where I can just say, I know exactly what charts I'm sharing to which groups, and I know the exact people that are in each group. So it helps me to not have to remember everything. Everything's just grouped here for me, already preset. The other thing is the security portion of it. Now, I have sales and sales leadership. Sales leadership is going to need to see the overall picture of everything that's going on within their sales department. Maybe they have 100 different salespeople. They are going to need to see the large overview, how each of those people are performing, and maybe they're comparing one to another, taking top to bottom salespeople. And so being able to see all that information is going to allow them to see the top performers, the lowest performers, and make management decisions. Now, this sales group is going to be all of my salespeople. They do not need to be seeing other people's compensation. Now, if they want to, they could go ask the other person to share their dashboard or just tell them. But from our admin perspective, we don't want them seeing each other's compensation or maybe even each other's sales numbers. Same thing goes with maybe finance versus human resources. Maybe finance is only supposed to, or the only people that are supposed to see the accounting numbers, the revenue, all that kind of stuff. And human resources is not supposed to see that. Human resources is only supposed to see the people. So that's the way these are some ways we can organize it and also add a level of security. Now, the last step to managing our groups and our users is to be able to actually share something with them. And so if we go to any dashboard, chart, report, anything we've created, and I'm actually just going to go here to a Zoho CRM overview. And this is actually just one that Zoho Analytics creates all by itself when you log in. So we're going to go ahead and share this dashboard to our executive group. Now, easy enough, right? We just come up here to the top right corner and it says share. There's a lot of different sharing options that I'll cover in another video, so stay tuned for that one. But for now, we're just going to go share this view, and it brings us up to a familiar page where we can either type in email addresses of people that have accounts, or we can just go the easy route, which I like, and pick users or groups. Now, we can share it to our just one-off users if only one user in our whole system is going to be needing this report. But most likely, you're going to have a whole group of users that need to see this report. So that's where these groups come in. instead of sharing it to every single person individually, I can just come over to my group, say, all right, the executives need to see this, add it to the executives, and then hit share. And that will share it to only those people within the executive group. No one else can see it unless they are an organization admin or an account admin. Now, one thing I do want to draw your attention to that you can change before you share, and actually you can come back and edit it too, are the permissions and filters. If we click in here, this allows us to tell them basically what they can do. So right now, all our users can do, even though they're in the executive group, they're the executive team that is supposed to be able to see everything, all they can do right now is read everything that's there. So all they can do really is view it. They cannot export, they can't see underlying information, they can't drill down or use the Zoho Analytics AI component. So if we want to give them those permissions, we can just click these checkboxes. Most of the time, I just click this and unclick Zoho Insights. You see that these things popped up. You can change which columns they see in each of these, since it's using two different modules from our CRM, or two different tables once it's brought into analytics. You can also change the drill down settings of how far they can drill down into each of our tables. I'm going to leave those the same. One thing you might note is that I did leave off Zoho Insights. In my experience, Zoho Insights is really good, but most users don't really understand analytics. They don't understand how to work a dashboard. And so that comes with a lot of training from your data team. But most of the time, they don't need to use AI because it will only make things more confusing and make it harder for them to read. So I usually leave that off unless it's requested. You can see one other part or component of this in applying filters is this filter criteria. Now this is quite a bit more of an advanced part of sharing that I will cover in a video called variables, where you can actually set different variables. So you can use one chart or one report and then say only these people can see this part of a report. And that's super helpful. I know that's very vague right now, but I will go into more detail in the upcoming variables video. You can, however, say, for like this example, the employee department equals finance, and they can only see the finance stuff. Employee salary is greater than 900, so when they open up this dashboard, only the employees with salary greater than 900 will show up on the report. So many different ways you can filter it, many different ways you can give them permission, allow them to see only certain things. And once we've finished that, all we have to do is come over here and hit share. Perfect. Now it has sent each member of the executive group a message saying, you are now shared this dashboard. You can come view it. Here's all your permissions and everything you can do. All right. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you now know how to manage your users and users groups. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to check out the next videos on all these different sharing settings and our variables. I'll see you in the next one.